would say they're absolutely right. I felt that we controlled the majority of the game. I thought we got into some really good areas. I think the last part of that is to get more shots on frame, make the goalkeeper work a little bit harder. But overall, I was pleased with the attitude, the desire to go and try and win the game. Chicago were coming into this game as top of the table, 2 games with 6 points. So we knew that it was going to be a difficult game. We knew that they were going to be stubborn and trying to have us break them down. But it's defined by fine margins, and we continue to grow, and we're still unbeaten. So you take the positives and we move forward, and we look forward to the next game. Yeah, I think any team is going to adjust from first half to second half. I think you're right. I think we found those the players in those pockets of spaces early on in the first half. Again, I think we can be a little bit more threatening once we get in those areas and get more shots and crosses and chances at goal and make it difficult for the opponent. And so the adjustments, they made, maybe their engagement line was a little bit higher. I still think there was passing lanes to play into them, but you also need to have a threat in behind. And I think early on in the game, I didn't think we had that threat in behind as much as we would have liked. But again, we're still moving in the right direction. Players are still getting familiar with each other. We're 3 games in, and we're on an upward trajectory. So, yeah, I'm still pleased. I'm still happy of where we're at. Of course, we would love 3 points after this game, but we'll take the point and we move forward. I mean, they have to reward themselves by putting the ball in the goal or getting the shots off. Again, we get in really good areas, and it's hard. It's really hard to break down a low block when they've got so many bodies behind the ball. You're almost asking for perfection at times, and so we just keep continuing that message. Maybe there's little things that we can integrate into our training and have a better understanding when a player is here. Can you make this 2 or 3 movements to get separation from a defender? Like I said, Chicago were very stubborn in how they defended. They got numbers behind the ball, but we're getting in the areas. So I think that's encouraging that we are getting in those good areas to create opportunities to score. Now it's just the reward of putting it in the back of the net. Yeah, it's been really important. You have to find other ways of scoring goals, and right now set piece has been a key component for us to get our points. We spend time on them during the week. Paul, our goalie coach, and Chris, our analyst, have done a terrific job in finding ways for us to be successful in those areas. So again, it's a reward for what the players are putting in during the week and in training. And so if we can continue to add that with obviously open play goals, then again we'll be in a really good position. Yeah, I mean, it's so important, the delivery into the area, because you have to have a willingness as a player to go and attack the ball. Making defenders defend is really important in set pieces. Putting in the right area, having players who have that willingness to get across defenders. It goes down to an own goal, but a lot of work is put in through our players with the delivery from Angelina and the runs from our players to get across, puts that player in a difficult position to try and clear it away. So like I said, it's the delivery is so important, and so are the runs and that desire and mentality to get on the end of it. Summer's been great. Every game she's come into, she's made a difference. First game of the season, she scores her first professional goal, and you can start to see her confidence and her ability and what she's done. But even to go back into her off season, she's put a lot of time and effort into her craft and making sure that she's fit and ready to go out there and perform. And now we're seeing the rewards of that off season. Again, She may have scored another one today. Who knows? But yeah, massive compliments to Summer, and not just being a substitute, but being a game changer and coming on and making a difference in the game is massive for all the players who are coming on off the bench.
I think we're a little disappointed. I think we had more momentum, more shots, more chances. But reflecting on last year, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the year is that we had chances to get points early on and we didn't, and we dropped those points. So I think we can take that away as a positive. And we tied in points last year, and if we would have tied any of those games, we would have made it through. So I think we can take that as a positive for this year, and know that we're further ahead than we were last year. Yeah, I mean, I think they did great last week, and I think it just shows too how versatile we are, and we have that depth. So good on us and good for the players that are stepping in and seamlessly filling those roles and doing well.
I guess kind of going off of that with Kylie, how has it been playing with her as your center back partner?
It's been good. I love Kylie. I've loved Kylie since pretty much the day I got here. So I just love playing with her. Obviously, I think she's a little bit more comfortable at outside back. She's just been playing it longer, but I mean, she crushes as a center back. She's someone that I look up to and someone I can rely on, even though that she's in a new position. So it's been great working with her. One thing that we can work on is just coming out a little bit stronger and harder in the second half, just because we kind of thought that they might press us a little bit harder given that they were down a goal and how the first half went. So I think that's one thing we can take away is to start the second half on fire so that we don't even give them any opportunities or any hope. And then I think if they want to press higher, then we can play through them or play behind. And maybe we didn't do that enough at the beginning of the second half, but then obviously we picked it up near the end.
Yeah, I think, I thought we had some really good plays in the game and we got better, I think, from the last two games. And I think that's what we're heading for is progress every time. Obviously we want the win, especially at home early on, and I think we deserve it with the way we played. We just need to put some chances away. But I think for us, a tie, points, they matter down the stretch, and I think that's important, at least at this point. Yeah, I think, just from their forward line, you could hear, and at halftime they obviously didn't want us to get on the ball more. So it was pretty obvious that they were working on their front too, and making sure they were screening balls into the midfield. I think that we still found pockets. In the second half, but in the first half, obviously there was a little bit more space. But in this league, obviously, in first half is always different from the second half, especially because you go in and you make changes, and I think that was one of the changes they tried to make. Yeah, I actually played against them last year and with Kansas City. So, and I think it was in maybe the Challenge Cup or something like that. So thankfully I had played them. And the team, when I was there, the team is very different. I know about four people on the team since I was there. And, for me, I was there for 6 years and we kept some of the same core of the team for that long. And, now obviously Chicago Red Stars are writing a new chapter. And so for me, it's like not really the same because it's so different. I think that's what we want. We want to obviously take the game to the opponent, and for us, I think we have a lot of new players that are starting to gel together even more and figuring out what we like and what we don't like and how each other plays. And I think scoring goals in this league is the hardest thing to do. So for us, I feel like for us to go up was great, and then to feel that I think is what we want every single game. But obviously heading into these next games, I feel like it's hopefully gonna just click for us to score more goals. And I think we've focused on valuing the ball, obviously, and I think for us, it's valuing the ball, and then once we get into the final third, making good decisions and when to shoot, when to cycle the ball back around. And I think and especially in this league, there's ebbs and flows in every single game. There's weathering the storm, and then there's us taking the ball, taking it to them. So I think for us, especially when we have people coming into the game with energy and fresh legs, it's so huge. And the subs tonight did extremely well to come in and bring a lot of energy. Summer and Julie did great, and everyone who came in helped get us some chances, and I think that's exactly what we need. I think it's extremely important to help manage the game in different scenarios. And, if we're up and it's 5 minutes left in the half, maybe we go big. We just ride different scenarios. And I think, like you said, I've seen pretty much everything. And I have seen a lot in terms of learning experiences and what to do and what not to do, especially in games, obviously in the league and regular season, but in big games and in championship games and semifinals, playoffs, whatever. So I feel like I've had a lot of experience in helping manage that. But it's just communication too. It's just reading those moments and helping communicate on the field, and then obviously we go back and we watch film and we learn from things.
Sean.
I think, it's especially with VAR, sometimes it's an emotional roller coaster because, what we see on the field, and then obviously the referee has to make a decision. And it was a longer stoppage of play, which, sometimes people get cold, but you have to stay focused. And obviously this one didn't go our way, unfortunately. But for us, it was just whatever the call that was made, we have to focus and we have to push through.